Welcome back to Epic Yarn Gems. It is finally starting to feel like summer, and what do we do in the summer but have a good old-fashioned water balloon fight? I've been seeing these water balloons on Pinterest in a couple different places, so I thought I'd give it a try, and I'm going to share with you how to make them. I'm going to be using the Brene or Bernat Blanket Brights yarn by Yarnspiration. It is a super bulky weighted 6. I am also going to be using my J hook, which is a 5.75 millimeter hook. In previous videos, I showed you how to make the magic circle, and we are going to be using that to start our water balloons. We are going to be doing 8 double crochets into the center. To start our magic circle, we are going to do a chain 2. This does not count as one of those 8 double crochets, and then we are going to start with a typical double crochet right into the center of that circle. If you need a reminder on how to do a double crochet or the magic circle, you can check out my previous videos and I go through those different stitches. In the bottom of the screens, I'm going to be putting the description of what we are doing. Like here you'll see magic circle, 8 double crochets. I'm also going to be trying to do some speed up of the work that I'm doing. Let me know if you like it or not. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I really am not chit-chatty and I get right to the point of the project and to show you exactly what we're doing. So as we finish up this magic circle, we are going to pull the string to tighten it up, make sure the bottom is nice and tight. And then once we get that hole sealed up, we are going to be joining with a slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. Always making sure that that string on the bottom is pulled tight will make the hole on the bottom of your circle as small as possible. So now we've joined that and we are going to do a chain 2. This will never count as a stitch, but I wanted to let you know that we're doing it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go around our magic circle and we're going to do 2 double crochets in each of the stitches. So once we get done with that, since we did 8 stitches, now we're going to do 2 in each of them. We should have 16 stitches when we're done. I do want to make a couple little comments on this yarn. It did take me a little while to get used to it, and it's hard for me to see the V's in here, so I really had to pay attention and see where I was putting my hook. The other thing is you could use a stitch marker to help you find those. I did not in this project, but I think it worked out okay. They are for play. Making them absolutely perfect, in my opinion, is not needed. They are for fun, and as long as they stay together, I think that's the most important thing. I wanted to let you know that as I was making these balloons, I did some experimentation on different stitches to use or different amounts of stitches in each row. And this is what I came up with that looked the best to me. It might not be an exact pattern of one you will find on Pinterest, but I think it turned out pretty good. So we're going to be finishing our 2 double crochets per stitch, and we're going to be joining to the top of the row or that first stitch with a slip stitch and a chain 2. Again, the chain 2 does not count as a double crochet. And in this row, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be doing double crochets in each of the stitches. So once you get done, you should have 16 double crochets in this row. We're going to do another speed up of our work. Like I said earlier, please let me know if you like this, and also please let me know if you don't like it. I am experimenting a little bit with my videos, and I really want to do what people find most useful. So we're going to finish up this row, and then the next row is going to be the same pattern that we just did. We're going to be doing the slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet in each of the 16 stitches all the way around. Once we finish up this row, we will be decreasing our stitches. I have not shown a pattern with decreases yet, so I will do my best to explain and bring you along as we go through it. As I went through this, I was able to make 7 balloons from one skein of yarn like I showed at the beginning. So we're going to be finishing up this row and we're going to turn the water balloon inside out so the tail is on the inside. And we're going to continue with a slip stitch on the top of the chain to join it. We're going to do our chain 2 and now we're going to do our decreases. I'm going to slow down the video here so that you are able to see the decrease since I have not shown you in previous videos how to do that. So there is our double crochet in our first stitch that we did our chain 2. Now we're going to decrease. To do this, we're going to yarn over, go under the V, yarn over, pull up a loop, but now we're going to go through that second stitch, yarn over, pull up another loop, yarn over, through the first 2, yarn over through the last 3. So we're going to go through that again, but I wanted to let you know what the 2TOGDC abbreviation stands for. It stands for 2 together double crochet. So that's combining 2 stitches together with a double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go under that V, yarn over, pull up a loop, then we're going to go under the next V, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. I'm going to go through this one more time with you just so that you're able to see it one more time to get used to it. So we're going to be doing our double crochet, and when we do the decreases, it's just pulling those 2 stitches together to make 1 stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go under the V, yarn over, pull up a loop, then we're going to go under the next V, yarn over, pull up another loop. 4 loops are on your hook. So you're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. And in this row, we are going to be doing that same pattern that is between the 2 asterisks 5 times. Then at the end, we are going to finish off with 1 double crochet. So we're going to finish off this row and we're going to go on to our next row of decreases, but we're going to do that with a single crochet row. So we're going to join with a slip stitch, chain 1 because we're only doing single crochets, and then we're going to do 2 together, single crochet. So we're going to go under the V of that first stitch that we just did our chain 1, pull up a loop. Then we're going to go through or underneath the next V of the next stitch, pull up another loop, and we will yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. So again, underneath the V, pull up a loop, underneath the next V, pull up another loop, 3 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. This is going to get you another row of decreases. You are going to do the 2 together, single crochet 5 times, and you are going to end with a single crochet on this row. As we have been doing the decreases, the space on the circle has gotten a little tighter. It is a little difficult to get in and out of these areas, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. So we're going to finish off this row, and then what we're going to do is a row of single crochets. So we'll do our slip stitch to join, chain 1, and then we will just do a normal single stitch or single crochet, I'm sorry, all the way around, starting in the stitch that had the chain 1. And once we finish that up, we are going to be going on to our final row. The final row will make that little lip that you see at the top of a balloon. So we will be doing a slip stitch, chain 1, again because we will be working with single crochets, and then in that same stitch what we'll be doing is 2 single crochets in that stitch. So there's 1 and there's 2, and we're going to do that all the way around the circle. And what that will do is it will give you a total of 12 stitches at the top, and all of them will be single crochets. So we're going to finish up this row, and then I will show you how to do a join of the work that we just finished. So I'm going to be using the invisible joint, but please use whatever method works best for you when you're finishing off your work. For me, I'm just going to, like I said, to do the invisible joint, I'm going to cut off my yarn. I am going to use a crochet needle and I am going to pull that yarn underneath the V that I would have done my slip stitch. And after I do that, I'm going to come back to the stitch that I just finished and go through the center of it. And it makes it look like a stitch when really it truly just is a join. So the last thing we have here to do is to weave in this end. Please use whatever method works best for you. Typically when I do my ends, I do not use knots or anything, but I did decide to put a little teeny tiny knot in this just simply because this is going to be tossed around full of water and I wanted to make sure that the stitching stayed together under those circumstances. This was really a fun project to do, and it really didn't take me very long. Each balloon was about 20 minutes to do once I got on a roll. I'm hoping that my kids are going to enjoy this summer. And by using the crochet balloons, we won't have to be buying all of the plastic water balloons and then having to go through the yard and pick up all of the pieces. I've hoped you liked this project and I want to thank you for spending time with me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and leave me some comments. Also, to see more of my future videos, please subscribe and turn on the notifications. I hope you have a great summer.